The town of Sidney is seeking feedback on its draft active transportation plan. The following is an overview of the draft plan intended to help residents better understand the contents of the document and how active transportation conditions in Sidney may be improved in future. Key directions in the active transportation plan are informed by an overall plan framework. That framework includes a vision statement that describes the future active transportation conditions in Sidney upon successful implementation of the active transportation plan. The vision statement reads as follows. Active transportation is convenient and a preferred travel option in Sidney. We have integrated walking, rolling, and cycling as part of our daily routine. Our community has a safe and complete active transportation network that is connected and attractive. Active transportation contributes to our local economy, natural environment, personal health, and community well-being for residents and visitors at all stages of life. The active transportation plan framework also includes 3 guiding principles. The first guiding principle is around safety and access to ensure that all people in Sidney of all walks of life can engage in active transportation both safely and without barriers to access. The second guiding principle is about integration and connectivity, with the goal of ensuring that all investment in networks, programs, and policies is done in a way that is both integrated and connected within the community and beyond the town's boundaries. And third is around high quality facility development, where investment in infrastructure and facilities is done in a way that creates safe, high quality facilities that appeal to people of all ages and abilities. The active transportation framework also includes 7 key objectives. These objectives are intended to both guide the development of the plan itself, as well as direct implementation of the plan by the town and its partners in the future. The 7 objectives are as follows. 1, create accessible and well-connected walking, rolling, and cycling facilities. 2, encourage a shift to sustainable and active transportation to support reduced greenhouse gas emissions. 3, build an active transportation culture among our residents and visitors. 4, promote our community's natural, recreational, and tourism amenities. 5, improve road safety and livability by expanding the active transportation network. 6, create balanced streets with space for all transportation modes. And 7, foster transportation independence for all community members, including seniors, youth, and people with disabilities. A key component of the draft active transportation plan is the action plan. The action plan consists of 56 specific actions arranged under 7 themes intended to guide the town and its partners in implementing the active transportation plan. The 7 themes include A, inclusive design and pedestrian facilities, B, cycling infrastructure, C, multimodal transportation, D, land development and regulations, E, facility maintenance and monitoring, F, community partnerships and funding, and G, education and encouragement. The draft active transportation plan includes a series of long-term network plans describing where active transportation facilities are to be built over time. Recognizing there is a great deal of investment required to realize the long-term networks, an important step in this exercise is working to understand where improvements are of highest priority and should be made first. When thinking about walking and the sidewalk network, the following criteria have been established. Locations nearby downtown where provision of sidewalks allow people to access Beacon Avenue and the surrounding streets and to support our local businesses. Locations nearby schools where the provision of high quality safe sidewalks facilitate more children and their families walking to and from school. Connecting facilities to major pathways, allowing people to engage both in commute travel on foot as well as actively engage in recreation. Connections to bus stops that allow more people to more safely access transit service. Sidewalks along major streets where generally traffic volumes are higher and vehicle speeds are higher, and the presence of a sidewalk allows for a more safe and comfortable walking experience. And lastly, connections to parks and community and civic uses, where the provision of sidewalks allows for residents to engage in social community activities. Using the established criteria, a series of high-priority sidewalk network improvements have been identified as the focus of investment by the town and its partners over the next 10 years. These include over 5 kilometers of new sidewalks, as well as 12 locations for new or enhanced crosswalks. This represents an investment of approximately $3.5 to $4.5 million at a rate of approximately $400,000 over each of the next 10 years. A similar process has been followed to help guide priority investment in the cycling network. The following criteria have been identified to help articulate which cycling network improvements should happen first. Network connections, where investment in the network can help bridge a gap in current facilities and connect up existing corridors. Access to downtown to both facilitate local and regional access to downtown Sydney. Connections to schools to help facilitate more students and their families cycling to and from school. Opportunities for multimodal integration, where addressing a gap in the cycling network can improve access to public transit, ferry terminals, or other multimodal transportation options. And lastly, connections to parks, civic, and community uses to encourage more people to engage in cycling for their day-to-day trips. A series of 9 priority network improvements have been identified as the focus for cycling network investment over the next 10 years. These projects amount to approximately 8 kilometers of new bikeways that include a series of bicycle boulevards utilizing quiet residential streets where people cycling can comfortably share the street with vehicle traffic. 2 major projects are also identified: protected bike lanes on 5th Street between Sidney Avenue and Ocean Avenue, as well as painted bike lanes on Bevan Avenue. These priority improvements amount to approximately $400,000 annually, invested over a 10-year period. Specific consideration has been given to safe, comfortable cycling facility types throughout the proposed cycling network, following guidance contained in the BC Active Transportation Design Guide. Generally, protected cycling facilities are proposed on busy streets where vehicle speeds are highest, whereas shared bicycle boulevard treatments are proposed along more local streets where cyclists can safely and comfortably share the road with vehicle traffic, and traffic calming may be used to reinforce low speeds and low traffic volumes. A key direction in the draft plan is the establishment of a north-south cycling corridor over time. This corridor would facilitate local and regional cycling trips, connecting people to many of the destinations within Sydney and beyond our boundaries. Some of the key objectives for the corridor include identifying a route that supports safe, comfortable cycling conditions, recognizing and planning around other existing and planned north-south cycling corridors, such as the Lochside Regional Trail, providing continuous and direct cycling trips, and minimizing any negative impacts that might result. It could include loss of parking, changes in traffic circulation, tree loss, and managing capital and maintenance costs over time. In addition to the 56 targeted strategies and 10-year priority network improvements, the draft Active Transportation Plan lays out a series of longer-term initiatives that offer significant benefit and potential for enhancing active transportation in our community, referred to as big moves. These include streetscape enhancements on Beacon Avenue, the establishment of a north-south cycling corridor over time, improved opportunities for people walking and cycling to cross the Pat Bay Highway, and partnering with the region to enhance the Lochside Regional Trail to better support people of all ages and abilities.